few years ago after the pandemic, I made a big decision. I moved to the US for a year. At the time, it didn't feel like a huge moment. I was just sick of where I was after being locked indoors. I needed a change. But looking back on it now, that one decision has shaped everything. Moving to a new country, living out of home for the first time, it definitely took a lot of adjusting. No one to check in on you, no family dinners, being in a place that's unfamiliar. Just me figuring out how to be an adult. It was hard in ways I didn't expect, but eventually it became normal.
I think that experience has always taught me something that has stuck with me to this day, which is just start doing. I don't think everything has to be planned perfectly. Of course, an element of planning goes into everything, but the more you plan sometimes, the more doubt creeps in.
You start focusing on the what ifs, the risks, the things that could go wrong, but action, movement, that clears everything. That's where momentum comes from. Going through the highs, the lows, and everything in between has helped me build resilience.
The hardest part isn't just starting, sometimes it's just sticking with it when you have no idea how the outcome is going to play out. For me, that's been starting in fitness, moving to a place like Thailand, starting a business and posting content online.
You always have a rough plan, some version of how you think things will go. But to be honest with you, it never goes that way, and that's okay. That's why I believe in momentum over perfection. Just doing. Taking steps, even small ones. Don't get me wrong, taking risks is terrifying. Doubt doesn't go away, you'll question everything. But you learn, you grow, you start figuring out what really matters to you.
And for me, I don't want to look back and think, oh, why didn't I give it a bit more time? Why didn't I try for a bit longer? I don't really want any regrets, and I just want to give it my all while I still can. The crazy thing is though, when you get what you wanted, that feeling of kind of not enough still follows you along. And if you told me 2 years ago I'd be out in Thailand making videos, trying to do things that I love in different business areas, I'd be absolutely over the moon. But now I can't help but feeling like I'm still behind and I'm still chasing the next goal. But I kind of think that's just human nature at the end of the day.
We want more money, better bodies, more results. We rarely pause and say, wow, I'm proud of how far I come. Saying all this, I'm extremely grateful for the struggles I have because I know how lucky I am. There are people who have it so much worse, with no food, no home. Being here in Asia, you really see that up close. And it reminds me of how privileged I am to have grown up where I did, with a family that supported me. Everyone has their own battles, and mine, they're small in the grand scheme of things, but sometimes they can still feel heavy.
That's why for the last few months I've been trying so many new things like Jiu-Jitsu and Muay Thai. I'm not good at these things, but it just reminds me I can do kind of difficult things and improve at them and get better. Because for the last few months I've been stopping, starting with new business ventures, thinking that, oh, this idea is going to be the next one. And then it fails, and then the cycle starts again.
I love making these videos because they help me slow down. They give me time to think, create, and enjoy the process, while still trying to improve. There was a moment recently where I felt myself slipping into making content just for views, trends, algorithms, and I had to ask myself, why did I start this in the first place? It wasn't for numbers, it was to tell stories, to document the process, to connect with people. Even if only one person watches this. If it helps them take the first step, that's enough for me. And I'm not trying to make this a motivational video. I'm just as lost as you. But if I can help someone move toward what they want to do, that's all I care about.
So you don't have to have it all figured out, you just have to start really. And you'll fail, you'll doubt everything, you'll question all your decisions, then you'll learn and you'll start again. And this process goes and goes. It's not easy or it's not safe, but I suppose that's what life is, kind of taking risks without being 100% sure of what the outcome is going to be.
And to be honest with you, I'm still figuring it out, still trying, still doubting, still failing and trying to learn. But I think with time, practice and just trusting in the process, results will come in the end. And once you do, a new goal will show up then and you'll be back at the start of the process and have to go through it all over again. But I suppose, yeah, that's the beauty of it. You can keep doing it, keep trying new things and reaching new kind of heights every time you do it. So basically you don't have to have it all planned out, you just got to start doing and you'll learn along the way and over time you'll get there. So I'm Mark Murphy, thanks very much for watching and we'll see you in the next one.